go live stream. Maybe you will work.
Yay!
TV secret stage. Maybe. Well, whatever. I'm sure you're loaded in and everything looks really awesome on your end, Miguel. Oh wait, Twitch might be working. Let's see if this says the actual website that works versus many of the websites my browser is deciding not to do. It's loading. I see the Twitch sidebar thing, and the video is slowly but surely loading. Yep, secret stage episode 25 plus.
Livestream numero dos.
Yes, huzzah! Look at that, my browser decided to work.
Yay!
I have fun, browser. I have fun.
You can do it, browser.
I'm not Bowser.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
you can do it, skeleton. Now it's, you can do it, browser.
Okay, no. Don't start fucking out on me.
Oh no.
You can do it, browser. You can do it.
Okay. It's weird to me. It's like, let's treat my browser like a fancy vase. I'm like, okay, just don't drop it. Stop it! See, now I'm getting like little pop-up things again anytime I move anything on the screen. If I touch anything, like, I can't even put anything in the chat bar or anything. I'm just... Okay. Don't know why Firefox is having so many freaking issues.
Well, Jared,
No,
you want to record?
Oh, there we
Right
go.
now on,
Make that
standby.
limited. I see it. And now I see like half the computer screen.
It's fine. It's gonna get off because I had to close an ad.
Okay. But yeah, here we go. We are ready to record. And Ramses, you got a little bit of the news, the headlines, like just kind of scribbled down because my browser issues.
I know, but I know on top of my head.
Okay, good enough. All right. Well, everyone, welcome to the live stream, and we're going to start the show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're listening to The Secret Stage, a Scarlet Rhapsody podcast. And welcome to the show, live stream number 2, with an awesome little mod out here, Mega Man Unlimited. You can already see it there if you're on the live stream. And this is kind of a cool little fun that Miguel had. We're going to talk about it a little later in the show. But first, we do our show like normal, which begins with me introducing the other two people on the show, which is, of course, Miguel, who is currently doing our live stream, and Ramses, who is hanging out here.
Yes, I'm hanging out physically there somewhere in the studio.
Don't forget, Jared, we have Becky and Little Miguel here as well.
That's true. Background Becky and background Miguel. Micro Miguel. Ooh, Micro Miguel. Dig that.
Mini Miguel.
Let's stick with that.
That's right,
Mini Miguel.
call him Mini Miguel.
Miguel. Yeah! To give him the game!
So yes, the whole team is here. We're having fun, and if you're lucky enough to be watching us live, hey, that's cool. And if you're listening to this as a recording, that's also awesome. How's everyone doing this evening?
Good, we are good.
Pretty good. Somebody is trying to go to sleep on my back.
All right.
Yeah.
Then,
We're on
Or go on,
standby. We're on standby mode right now. So before we start the show, I want to just introduce the live stream. You already said it. Mega Man Unlimited. It is a fan game made by fans for the fans. It's well, I'm gonna get out of here. You're gonna see a little bit of stuff on the live stream real quick and what's going on. So that's Skype combo. But it's from a group called MegaPhilX.com who made this game. It's a fan game, once again I said. They check it out on their webpage, MegaPhilX.com. And you can download it for free. It's a free game, you know, so you can play it. Yeah, we're gonna get this thing going and start underway. This was released last year, July 14th, 2013. So if you have 500 megabytes of free space of RAM, then you're good. You can play it to your heart's content. There's also a Facebook page too. You guys can look. You can check it out right here. You guys can on the screen we did. Yeah.
And we'll have the links in the show notes as well for those listening, not listening live. All right then. Well, since I know you'll be playing, that usually distracts you fairly thoroughly, Miguel. I'll let you begin with what you've been playing, because you were talking about one of the things you've been playing through recently.
Well, yeah. Well, recently I mentioned the last show, but I've picked up a Wii U. I've picked up well, we have a total of 5 Wii U games. I've only played 3 so far. Last show I mentioned was Mario World 3D Land. I've played Smash Brothers for the Wii U, and Hyrule Warriors.
Getting his free Mewtwo.
Yeah, hopefully I get that soon, because I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get it, but other than that, it's gonna happen soon. And we also...
Club Nintendo, and then I think they sent you an email if it becomes available.
Okay, cool. And then also I wanted to just talk about some amiibo. We picked up the Link amiibo as well.
Yeah, I ended up not picking up any amiibos during Black Friday, because the sites that I thought were going to have them on sale didn't, or they wouldn't load properly because of stupid browser problems. So, yeah, whatever. I don't have a Wii U, and they don't work on 3DS, so it's not like I'm going to hugely need them anytime soon. I just want them to have them for figures.
Yeah.
Just for the price and for the characters, it's actually a really good deal. Even if you get them for like the $13 or $14 they're supposed to be normally, it's still a really good deal for a figure that size.
Yep. So yeah, let me go ahead and just go through what I've been playing. Mostly is Hyrule Warriors.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty sick, it's a pretty sweet game, you know. I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game. Yeah, that's a lie. I've played maybe 1 or 2 Dynasty Warriors games. But I like the whole thing that Hyrule Warriors comes up to be. It's pretty cool, it's pretty awesome. There's a $20 season pass that you can buy that gets you all the future downloads that are coming up for it. I picked them up, they've already released 2 different ones. It's the Twilight Pack and the
which has Edward, Jacob, and Bella, which is pretty awesome.
No, it actually has
favorite movies.
it has the DLC costume pack for Link, where Link has him dressed up as a postman, and you get to play as a Twilight Midna instead of just the Imp Midna.
Yeah, like Twilight, actual princess form.
And the pack before that, the DLC pack before that, it lets you play as all the enemy characters that are not unlockable, like Sia, Withrow, and Volga.
That's cool.
And then they have feature packs coming up as well. If you bought the season pass, you get the alternate costume for Link, Dark Link, as well.
Basically, a giant shadow.
Yeah. But pretty much I want to say though that the season pass, even though it's $20, I'm finding that it actually has a lot more content that you can add. So it adds to the adventure mode. It adds 2 different ones. It adds a Master Quest. It adds a Master Quest and a Twilight map. The future DLCs that are coming out are gonna have the Majora's Mask map. And I think they're gonna have one more DLC before that one too, which is gonna be another adventure mode map. So once again, it goes back to the fact that we talked about in previous shows about Nintendo and their DLC. They know how to do it right because they're actually adding so much more content to that one game for $20. Pretty useful.
Well, Nintendo does know how to print money.
Well, Nintendo is known for being... Nintendo's just kind of slowly getting into the DLC kind of thing, because there's not all that many of their games that have it, but they're also smart enough to know not to piss off their patrons.
Yeah.
Like some other people that we're going to talk about later.
Yep. We'll be getting to that.
But anyways, Hyrule Warriors, I mean, I haven't played the entirety of the game, but the story mode. But so far, it's a pretty interesting story. I mean, it's not part of the official canon timeline from what it's been said. So far it's good. Gameplay's pretty decent, and then they just recently added the amiibo compatibility to the game. So if you have five different amiibos, you can put them on there, and you can unlock different weapons for different characters.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, are they randomized, or is it like, are they already set? Like, for example, if I put a little Mac on, will I get like boxing gloves for Link or something like that?
Honestly, I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be just particular weapons are in the game itself. But Link, the Link amiibo, if you put it on there, it unlocks either the Ancient Spinner or Opponent of Time, which is a sword. So pretty much you're looking at different weapons that you get for the character. You know, put it right there on the sensor.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm cool with that too. I'm just curious which ones all function with it.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a list of them on hand, but I think it's the Link one, obviously. I think the Samus one works, and a few others. Maybe the Mario one. So yeah.
It's one of those kind of one of those cool things that, you know, if you have a Wii U and you're gonna grab some of the popular games, eventually the amiibos are gonna have more and more value to you. Like right now, it doesn't seem like there's a lot that would really do a lot. I mean, having them pop up in your Mario Kart or having them pop up in your Smash Brothers, okay, but not really a necessity. But if you can have it where, you know, oh, I have the, you know, Samus amiibo and I'm playing Metroid Prime 4, and now I get a special bonus, you know, weapon or a missile pack or something like that, that'd be really nice. So they're not just little figures you have on your shelf, they can also, you know, support different games. And I'd be interested to see if other companies are going to start adding that kind of support into their games.
Yeah, because right now the other companies that have them are all just for one game.
Yeah.
I also, okay, I'm reading right here. This is basically what's gonna happen. The only ones that are compatible give you things are Link, Zelda, Toon Link, and Sheep.
Makes sense.
And anybody else will either give you a combination of rupees or a weapon or a randomized weapon.
Okay.
That's 3 stars or below.
That's not bad though.
And you get and here's the cool thing, you can actually use them. You can use 5 different ones a day, so you can like keep on repeating.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start now. So you can see it on the screen right now. It's on a delay, but I'm gonna go ahead and start playing.
Okay, so that's mostly just on some Wii U?
Yep.
Alright, sounds good. Ramses, you want to go next, or should I go?
I'll go next. This might be really quick. For me, I only been playing one game because it's like I have this weird condition state of just me wanting to play this one game. And if I play one game, I'm playing this game for like 20-30 hours. Yeah, and this time I picked Rogue Legacy.
Huh.
That game is awesome. I love it. It's one of my favorite. It's like one of my favorite games. It's a Metroidvania. It's a Metroidvania roguelike where it's like you go in a castle, you have to defeat all the monsters in the castle, and what happens is once you die, it's the next person in line in your heritage. Like it's your son that's gonna take over, and it's gonna be their son going in, so on and so forth. And it's randomized what skill set you're gonna come into it.
Okay, I might have to play that. I may actually have to try that.
It's a really good game.
I like that idea of, you know, each generation has to keep trying to just take down this castle, and you have to deal with the consequences of whatever it randomly comes up with.
Yeah, cause like, sometimes it's something stupid. Like sometimes like they might have like one of them might have Tourette's, and like the only thing you'll see is like just weird bubbles pop up. Sometimes the game will they'll have dementia and the game will flip itself. The game will flip upside down. It's random stuff like that.
That kind of reminds me of Eternal Darkness.
So there you go.
Some of the weird things that would happen in that game if your sanity started to drop.
Well, think about it this way, it's that, but it's like you don't have, it's not insanity, it's like that, but you just step the card. That's just how the cards were dealt for you.
The horrible genealogy you're part of.
Indeed. Other than that, I also started playing randomly. I started playing Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Don't know why.
Spring Hill Zone is awesome, that's why.
Thank you. I guess that's why.
So I used that recent bonus stage. So I used of that, so that was the reason that just came to my head.
Yeah, but other than that, that's the only two things I've been playing. But I think it's more so Rogue Legacy because that's the game I'm playing in the background. Just if I need if I'm listening to something or watching something, I'm playing that at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
Okay. My list has been made up of course, for those who were watching bonus stage, Goonies, for the Famicom and Nintendo vs. Machine, and I gotta admit, I actually thought, I was so sure this game was not going to live up to my childhood memories, and I actually really did enjoy it. The only thing that got to me is when I finally got to the pirate ship stage. I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, the pirate ship, oh my god, I'm there! That's gonna be such a cool level. It's like one screen. It's basically one screen, one door, you blow it up, you rescue the last member of your group, which is, shoot, big mutated guy whose name escapes. Sloth, thank you. You rescue Sloth, and then it just does the little victory screen where they're on the beach, and you see the little pirate sailing away. And I'm like, no! I wanted a big whole pirate ship level! Just weird, like, little moment of sadness for me, because all I wanted was a cool pirate ship level. It's one screen. But that aside, it's a really good platformer, and finding all the hidden items is a lot of fun. And some of them were kind of cool stuff, which I never found, but after post-game, I kind of went through and was looking stuff up, and you can find, like, the little ship from Gradius. I think it's Gradius. Yeah, the Viper. Yeah, the big Viper. You can find that. You can find an old Konami mascot whose name I don't remember off the top of my head. Something like that. That's not Konami, man. It's something else. It's something that looks like a little animal. Yeah, just like that. So there's little things like that. Supposedly there's a Spielberg picture you can find as well. That's and I'm like,
horrible. So, you'll see it.
The game's a lot of fun. I'm really annoyed that it never came to the US. There's no reason that this game couldn't have made it to the US. And other than, I don't count the Nintendo vs. Machines as the, as like a really real release. I mean, this could have been on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and I think it would have been great. So, been playing that, playing up the game for my next mini retro review, which will be Snow Brothers. Yeah, rocking some Nintendo Snow Brothers. I wanted to do something winter themed, and I was like, hey, I remember playing Snow Brothers as a kid, and I thought that was fun. I'm replaying it. I liked it as those games I liked as a kid, but with the like 5-10 minutes I played of it earlier today, I'm like, this is not as good as I remember it being. But I think maybe it's because my brother was player 2, and that made it more fun. And going in just by yourself is just not quite the same experience. And I think I'd be the same with Bubble Bobble. If I play Bubble Bobble by myself, I'd probably like, Versus if I play it with my brother, it'd be so much fun.
Are you playing on Nintendo, Super Nintendo, or...?
The only version I could find for Snow Brothers was Nintendo. Even though I had, we rented it for Nintendo, and then I think I ended up buying the Game Boy version, or getting it as a gift at some point.
Alright.
I liked the Game Boy version as well. Probably because it was a lot easier than the Nintendo version. But other than that, I've been playing a lot of Atelier Aisha, having a lot of fun going through that. Yay, JRPG fix.
JRPGs are the best.
Love item crafting. I love running around, and the game's kind of nice because, as opposed to a lot of JRPGs that basically say, go here, now go here, now go here. it very much has a lot of segments that's like, I need to just explore around and see what I can learn about this or that. And literally, you just go to different locations on the map until you run into people or you find a specific thing, and it's not really a straight line. It's more of an exploration kind of gimmick, I guess. And I kind of like the little exploration gimmick. I like going around and exploring stuff. The only thing that gets me in that game that I'm not hugely keen on is there is it does keep track of what day it is in the game, not in real life, just in the game you have. Every time you craft something, it takes X amount of time. Every time you rest at the end, it goes to the next day, and it keeps a counter of that. And supposedly, that'll eventually have impact on story or side quests and stuff like that. I haven't gotten far enough to have it be a major issue. But anytime there's a timer in a game, it always puts me into paranoia mode. Because I'm like, I don't want to screw up and mess this up. Cough, cough, Mega Man X5. Just to throw in the Mega Man discussion here.
Yeah, Mega Man X5 I didn't really enjoy X5 as much. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who like it, and I know people who don't like it. I didn't like the timer aspect. Other aspects of it actually did like. But the timer aspect always makes me go into like stress out mode. Especially if you want to go and say, oh, we have only X amount of time left, but I want to go and try to get that heart container or that energy pod that I couldn't get the first time because I didn't have the right boots or what have you.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where that game just would drive me crazy because of those aspects. Because I'm like, oh, I don't want the timer to run out, but I don't want to not have these upgrades for the final boss. But it's still better than the god-awful voice acting in Part 4.
Yeah. But come on. Who wouldn't you want to be fighting for?
You gotta stop. Ooh. Like chickens attacking us? Wait, you can't pronounce "coup" properly? Damn it! No one in the studio knew the proper pronunciation of the word "coup." No one in the studio. No one. Wasn't some engineer going, guys, that's pronounced "coup"? No. Whatever. We can get into Mega Man voice acting later.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking Mega Man X4 with Mega Man with X having a super squeaky voice. I was like, why does he have a squeaky voice? No. Mega Man discussions later. I'm sorry. Those would probably be my three biggest things I've been playing. Was playing a little bit, a couple of demos and stuff on my DS. Just kind of going through a few things, seeing, but nothing like major that I'd really go and say, oh yeah, I don't know. It was just, I don't think it's anything worth mentioning in that regard. So yeah, kind of a simple week. Thanksgiving kind of threw things off because you don't game as much when you're the person doing the cooking. So well, there's other people probably gaming and having fun while someone else is cooking. I'm the person cooking, so that became my Thursday. Got eaten up by that. And Black Friday became a huge game of me trying to find Christmas presents. So, but yeah, that would probably be that. And Ramses, I know you have a couple of the headlines, as we mentioned earlier, because my aforementioned browser problems have been causing stuff like that. Like even the stream right now, I get to see it as a slideshow. I'm not actually watching you play. It's just, I'll see you in a section of the screen, and then there'll just be a completely different screen, right there. I just jumped, and now you're in a spike room. But before that, you're in what looked like you were in a boss room or something. It is hilarious watching the stream of how my browser's been acting up.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's start off with the big news this week. Ubisoft up and said we're canceling our season pass for Assassin's Creed Unity.
So are they gonna refund all those season pass players their money back since they're canceling it?
Yes, they did, because they not. Because all the transactions were done via Uplay, so they're gonna refund them with a free game.
Okay, and that's awesome. But there's some problems with that too. Is that retailers like GameStop like to sell season passes to their people, to their customers. So that means I don't know how they're gonna issue the refund policy with that.
Let's see what happens. But yeah, like that was a big news this week. That like the season pass is canceled. I'm pretty sure they caved under the pressure of all those problems that's been going on for the last 2 or 3 weeks with Assassin's Creed Unity. So I'm pretty sure the China stuff that they teased and the China stuff and the stuff for World War II, I think those are still in the plans. It's like those are still because they teased those.
I don't think any of the downloadable content is going to go away. I think they're just removing the ability to get it all as a big lump. I think it's one of those where they're. I don't know if it's a problem from just how the system, how the game's, programming was set, or if it's more about other issues. But none of the projects are canceled. They took way too much time promoting that stuff to get rid of it. It's just maybe the whole reason they're canceling this is because they have some sort of issue with even getting the DLC to function for the game or something, and it's going to take twice as long, to release it as they expected. Or, the more popular opinion is they're doing this so they can make more money. Which is the one I kind of believe.
I'm
on our DLC if we give them season passes. But then again, this refund thing is going to lose money, so I don't know. Yeah, this one's just kind of weird.
Yeah, because like that's the key word here. It's refund. Like they would not be refunding. They would not be refunding things unless there's something going on.
Yeah.
Unless they're under so much pressure, they're gonna make the DLC free.
No.
I think they said one of the DLCs is gonna be free.
Oh, an apology DLC. Well, that's kind of the rule recently, I'd say. A lot of companies have done. I mean, we have those news stories I did a few weeks ago about Drive Club getting some free DLC stuff, or and what was the other one? NBA. I don't remember if it was NBA 2K or NBA EA.
NBA Live.
Yeah, it also has its kind of free stuff as well, because they're like, sorry that things were screwed up in the beginning, and the delays. And so that is kind of slowly becoming the major policy. And I'm fine with that. Hey, free DLC is free DLC. Yeah. I can complain about that. But on the other hand, I'd rather have a game that works.
A game that works would be better, in my opinion, yes.
Slightly. You can have all the free DLC you want in a game that's unplayable. Thanks?
Yeah, the game's broken, but hey, you get everything for free. They're trying to access that stuff.
And I think a lot of the problem with the games that have the problems, especially the November games, is all about trying to get this. We need to get the game out mid-November so it can be a big seller at Black Friday, so it can be a big seller, for the Christmas season. And I understand that, but with a lot of the games that do have let's just take Assassin's Creed, since we're already talking Ubisoft. But people were not going to buy Assassin's Creed Unity? Unless it came out around this time period? Or you think if it was released in March, people still would be jumping on it? Or if it was released in February or whatever, if they took a couple extra months to fix these bugs so they wouldn't have any of these issues to begin with. And little things like that. But then again, on the other hand, there's stuff that to a lot of people as well, where Ubisoft had released review copies that didn't have the option for the microtransactions. So when the game didn't have that stuff, and that actions like that really bother me. And I'm kind of just Unity feels like it was this weird. It looked so pretty in the trailers, and we were all kind of getting excited about it. It was like, oh, cool. Yet another reason for me to go full-on next-gen, even though Wii U has been calling my name really loudly lately. But, good reason to grab a PS4. And then all these problems. I'm like, well, guess I can wait on it, and maybe eventually they'll have these things fixed, or maybe I'll just pass on this title completely. Wait for another time where I can go and...
For some reason, I knew this was gonna happen. I don't know why. It's like the back of my brain. It's like I knew there was something up with this game. Like this is too good to be true. I mean, like it's just something in it. Like why are we now knowing about this game now instead of like a couple of years ago, this and that, blah blah blah. It's like I knew something was up with this game. That this game was like had bad news written all over it.
Well, my thing that I thought this game was going to be good, and that Rogue was just going to be broken. And that would be a thing like, oh, all the people who have previous gen systems who had Rogue, yeah, totally broken. Game doesn't work at all. Like
and
that.
Look at we haven't heard shit about Rogue.
Well, it's basically a reskin of 3 or 4, whatever you want to say. It's basically using the same engine and more or less taking place in a lot of the similar locations from 3. So I think that helps when you're releasing a game that's essentially, an expansion. I mean, even though it's not technically an expansion, it's using the same engine, it's using the same time period and stuff like that. So a lot of the same assets. So obviously there'd be far fewer problems with that than something with a bunch of brand new stuff.
Well, also it is too. I want to say that how Ramsey said that thing was announced too soon, and all the development for it was too quickly. What would you expect when you have a rush job?
That's true. I mean, their big announcement? I mean, they had their trailer up at E3, and I think it was announced a couple months before that. So probably, but they have like a year and a half to work on this.
Even though they said, well, the thing is, they work. Game developers work on their games way before their announcement. So I think that they've only been have a short time working on it since 3 came out literally maybe 2-3 years ago. When would someone start working on
Well, let's put it this way: the next gen, the PS4 and the Xbox One came out last year.
Yeah.
So they really probably couldn't have started it any earlier than maybe. The development kits maybe around
year and a half.
I would assume, they'd have maybe had a year and a half at tops.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee that they were working on it for that long, because obviously they wanted to get the Black Flag port out first, which, looks like Black Flag.
Actually, I've been hearing a lot, like, out of all of them, Black Flag actually looked like the best one. That's the one that's like, that was when I was the most lukewarm, because, like, really? You kill off Connor for this?
Yeah.
Well,
I want to say, too, is a lot of people did not like Connor either.
4 was the development. 3 was
well, it's one of those things where, in terms of story, they decided to focus a little bit more on, the other characters before and stuff. And they can take the story whatever direction they'd like to take the story, and I'm kind of fine with that. I'm open to them taking whatever, because, if you have a bunch of people like Altair and Ezio who live to, old and gray, that seems a little odd. Like, I just don't see that would happen with Assassins particularly often. It just doesn't seem like the kind of job that would end up you living a long life.
Well, they have the moniker of Master Assassins, so I wouldn't see how Master Assassins could live for so long.
But I mean, that's arguing story stuff. I was just in terms of graphics and stuff like that. I think it's more of the interesting point here is that for PS4 version felt like that was just going to be a rush job, and yet it apparently plays very well and works very well. And well, I think there's probably not a huge difference between the PS3 and PS4 versions of that game. I do think that it's kind of sad when the one purely made for that platform is having a lot of problems, while the one that was a port, it's working fine.
Yeah.
Alright, so next story?
Yeah.
Next story is that the producers of Denki Photo Climax and the producers of Guilty Gear want to make a fighting game based on Idolmaster versus Love Live. To which I say, with Aikatsu.
Yeah, you want Aikatsu, our producer would probably want Aikatsu in there as well, I'm perfectly happy with this. Watching cute anime girls beat the snot out of each other is always fun. There's no bad version.
That's true. It works for Arcana Heart.
Yep. Girls, even though they're not anime girls and skull girls, but it's still kind of the same thing.
Very anime influence though.
And when you have a really good pedigree, it's not like this is done by some B-list studio. It's just like, oh, yeah, those guys make really awesome fighting games. Yeah, they want to make a fighting game based off of the popular idol animes. The only problem I would have with this is the odds of it coming over here is so slim. But then again, School Idol Festival did make it out for the tablets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So, you know, that got brought over. We haven't received any Idolmaster games here, probably because they're a real niche market. And I think Cinderella Girls.
It's so hard to translate, so much text you need to do first.
Yeah, a lot of translation would have to be done. You also have to have subtitles probably for all the songs, and you have to license all the songs.
And if someone's stupid enough to translate the songs and that's gonna piss off people, there's gonna be pitchforks, fires.
Really new re-sing of that about the original Japanese songs.
It's gonna be riots in the street, blood on the sand, you know, all that good stuff. Everything that 50 Cent Blood on the Sand was all about, except for the Crystal Skull thing.
Well, I mean, the way I was gonna put it was, remember how people used to get really pissed off about DDR not having the Japanese tracks?
Yeah.
And that was just like DDR. Now imagine something that has a real long-running fandom of people who love this franchise, cosplay from this franchise, you know, are read doujinshis from this franchise, etc. They want their characters to be their characters. They don't want them to be, you know, weirdly.
You don't want them eating onigiri. You don't want them eating onigiri. Donuts.
Yes. So there's kind of a difference, I would say there, but in the fighting game, you probably don't need to worry so much about that kind of stuff, and they can always market it as cute idols beat the crap out of each other. Play now. Okay, I'm in. You know, and I kind of think that's it. My real issue I have with this is that if you're taking the cast of both series, you're gonna have a good 20 characters plus roster, depending on who they decide to make available. My issue comes into how do you differentiate the fighting styles between the girls, considering very few of the girls in this series have any background in that kind of area. Like, there's a couple of the girls in Love Live who have, you know, archery club or martial arts club or something like that. And you have like Makoto and Idolmaster who has some martial arts background. But beyond that, none of the characters really do. So it's one of those things where I'm like, how do we decide on like Ritsuko's fighting style? What is you know, how will Eri fight? How will Nozomi fight? These characters, how is that gonna work? Because I totally want to see them with like swords and, you know, I want to go full on like Blaze Blue. Let's have guns and swords and whips and throwing out trap weapons and all. I want to just get over the top and stupid, if all possible. Especially, you know, the Guilty Gear background. Friggin' character fights with what the hell's it called? I'm just blank. An anchor. There's a girl who fights with a freaking anchor in that game. Yeah. So it's one of those things where I want to see this. If they're doing it, go all out, go crazy with it. I want to see the weirdest weapon options ever. And I don't know. I'm curious about this. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I'm curious to see how it turns out.
All right. Next story.
Yep.
All right. Next story is Dark Souls 2 is actually going to be ported to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and I think they're gonna make a remade PC version coming in April 2015, and it will contain all the DLC, including the new DLC that'll come out at that same time.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a franchise that I'm surprised got as popular as it did. what was the first one? Demon Souls?
Yeah, Demon Souls, there's Dark Souls 2, and now we're gonna have Bloodborne.
Yeah. I remember talking with one of my back on the old video game podcast I was involved with, the Killcast. I remember one of our members, I can't remember who, was obsessed with Demon Souls and wanted to get a platinum on that game, and proceeded to do so. By the way, not he wasn't a slouch. But it's one of those things where I was like, there's no way this game would catch on. The sheer difficulty and frustration factor of this game would just be too much. And yet, people are already playing the third game in that franchise. More or less, I don't know if the storyline-wise connect, but the third one done in that style at least. And people are already getting excited about Bloodborne, like you, for example, Ramses, are in that category. Mm-hmm. And I'm completely surprised it really kind of took off like that.
Okay, one other thing. Dead or Alive Ultimate, last round, will be coming to PC.
Which is kind of interesting. And it'll lead to a crap ton of mods. Likely half of which will feature removing clothing completely. So,
Half?
do that.
Half or all?
Okay, all. All mods will feature removal of clothing. They're gonna put in some weird outfits. You can see them in, like, cosplay outfits from different popular franchises, but you're right, like 99% is just new mods. So,
alright,
here's
another one. Okay, this is actually coming up very soon, and they just showed off a trailer for this, and also they showed off some screens of this. Game of Thrones, the Telltale game, is coming this December 2nd.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
And it has Tyrion Lannister in it, so it's like, yeah, awesome. That's all I want to do. I just want to get drunk with Tyrion Lannister.
Tyrion?
Yeah, Tyrion.
Anyway,
I show you Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, it's the books versus the TV show people. This is a TV show. It's like, well, this is how I found when I shoved the book up your butt. It's one of those things where the game just looks pretty cool. I was curious as to what they were going to do, and I remember actually about a year ago, I'd say, Telltale was looking for new writers who focused on like fantasy and stuff like that, and I actually did apply to work with them. They wanted it was great. They wanted people who were California based to work. I was like, good, because I just moved to Boston, so it totally works out well for me. Dicks. Not that I blame them for that. Their choice of wanting, people who, if they have to move, only have to move, a few miles versus, oh, you have to move across the country. I get that. I get that completely. It's one of those, like, they put up for that application, and, I got my rejection because I was an out-of-stater, and I was like, okay, fine, whatever, what kind of games could they possibly be working on next? Our new announcements, Tales from the Borderlands, and Game of Thrones, and I'm just like, shows me like looking at the train tracks, like those train tracks look mighty inviting right now. Mighty inviting. They tell me I stayed in California, I could have possibly worked, but there's no guarantee I'd have worked for them, but the freaking Borderlands game and Game of Thrones, woo! Written for both of those games. I could have had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Alright, so next up, there was going to be a Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines remake.
Finally! It took me a while to beat this guy, but finally I beat him.
Spoiler, I'm not up to that part in this footage yet.
That's why I waited.
No, I'm seeing you beat him down, so... but yes, Vampire the Masquerade remake.
Yeah, Vampire the Masquerade, the Bloodlines video game. Really good game, but White Wolf Publishing's like game subsidiary, like it just went down on them hard. Like literally, I think they bombed them out of existence.
You know what? The Vampire the Masquerade universe probably should have led to more. Actually, you know what? More White Wolf franchises should have led to more video games. The only one I ever played was Hunter the Reckoning, but I actually really liked Hunter the Reckoning.
Yeah, I played a lot of the I played Vampire the Masquerade. That was a really good game, but like I said, I'm just disappointed that like, hey, this game was being made and now now they just took the company and they just obliterated it.
Yeah, it happens. And it still seems strange to me that the White Wolf properties never really took off as game franchises. But then again, like, to an extent, Dungeons and Dragons and oh god, who's the parent in that
Wizards of the Coast.
TSR? Was it Wizards of the Coast? No, that was TSR.
Yeah, the TSR got brought up by Wizards of the Coast, even the now subsidiary of Hasbro.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
come on, all my D&D toys.
yeah.
I want
So
some
basically,
things to put up when I put up a game. I'm gonna have some nice visual indicators. But my point being is that the D&D games have kind of come and went, up and down. You know, there's some really good old PC ones that I really liked. But then there was a time where there's some really crappy ones that were released for other systems. And then Baldur's Gate kind of brought stuff back, thanks to BioWare and their awesomeness, Baldur's Gate. And then, then we just kind of recently have had this kind of drought of nothing really in that. I mean, they had the D&D Online, which I've heard from most people not that great. And so it's one of those kind of things where,
like, bring back Baldur's Gate.
if you're gonna have BioWare do it, yes. If you're gonna have anyone else do it, I don't know if they can really pull it off as well. The BioWare's busy with their own franchises at this point. They don't need to do it. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, I feel that a lot of the pen and paper RPG universes would work really well for games. Like, you can get some really crazy stuff like that Planescape game. If you really, I mean, no one played the Planescape game, but you could get crazy games like that if you utilize these franchises as well as you wanted to, as well as you could for a good studio. And I don't know, I just would like to see more games built off of pen and paper RPG franchises. Even if you just keep your actual rule set from the game, which is sometimes really unfair, but would make for fun, challenging RPGs, which is the whole point of pen and paper games. Well, actually, the whole point is making up your own adventures, but the secondary point is to have something that's really challenging and fun because of how challenging it is.
Alright. Next on the list is PlayStation Plus stuff for December has already been released. So you better sit down for this one, Jerry.
Oh, this is just gonna piss me off. I don't have an account.
Oh, no, it's actually gonna make me really happy.
Oh.
Alright, so let's start off with the PlayStation 4 stuff. For PlayStation 4, you're getting Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition and Secret Ponchos.
For free, Injustice is a great game for free.
Yes.
Especially if it comes with all the DLC. It is a great game.
It has all the DLC, that's everything.
If you're paying for that, that's what my issue is, because I don't like the fighting system. But if I get it for free, I just load up the game, pull out Zatanna, and have some fun. So, that's just me.
For PlayStation Vita, Final Horizon and Titan Attack.
I don't know what either of those games are.
They're shooter-ups. Final Horizon seems to be like strategy game. It reminds me a lot of this Famicom game where it's like it was a Famicom game they made by Konami and had like all the ships from all the Gradius games. And you just move them around. It just reminds me of that. And here's the thing. Here's for PlayStation 3. Hitman HD Trilogy.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Hitman HD Trilogy for free.
Yeah, but the interesting thing about those is that the HD overhaul on them is not that good, and some of those games are kind of hit and miss, anyways.
And here's the one Jared you're gonna love. Deadly Premonition, the director's cut.
Good! People, play that! I don't need a Plus account because I own it, but now anyone who has a Plus account has no excuse not to play that game. Oh my god. It is playing the world's greatest B-movie. Well, okay. Exactly! Assume the game is the world's greatest B-movie game. But this would be like this world's second greatest B-movie game. That's based on original content, not an actual pre-existing movie. Although I do highly recommend The Room, the game.
Yeah, but like I said, that surprised me. It's like Deadly Premonition will be free on PlayStation 4. That is a solid list. if you have all the systems available to play on it. Like Injustice is like even if it was like I bought mine for like $5. I'm not disappointed I bought it for $5.
Ultimate Edition. I bought the same game.
Oh, Ultimate Edition on PC.
Oh well, no, that's fine. Like I said, I don't like the fighting system that much, but for a cheap price, it'd be an enjoyable thing to just pull out for friends.
Yeah, and the thing is, like
just Superman fight. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I like it. Like it has most of the DLC. It's like missing this DLC you need to unlock with through the mobile game. But
stuff like that.
Yeah, because the only worthwhile costume is the Batman Beyond costume. But other than that, it's like I don't need it because it has the Arrow costume. It has Steve Arrow costume. It's like that's all I need. And Green Arrow's actually a really good character in the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's the only alternate costume and when I saw the list of the various alternate costumes, I'm like that one's the only one that I really kind of would like. Although having the Red Sun outfit for Superman is kind of cool, just because I like that comic. But for the most part, there weren't any that was making me go, "Oh my gosh, I totally need that version of the character."
Well,
except for Arrow, because I was like, "Yes, by all means, let's use that version."
The other one I really liked was they had the Michael Shannon General Zod from Man of Steel on there, so it's like that's actually and he has his armor, so it's like it's pretty cool in movement.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's free on PlayStation 4, get it. And like I said, you have no excuse for anybody that's listening that has PlayStation 3 and has PlayStation Plus. You have no excuse to play this game.
Yes, you're right. That does make me very happy. Because that was going to piss me off. I was like, oh, this game you really liked, Jared, you can't find a copy of? Yeah, totally. It was going to be sitting there going like, oh, it has the previous, it has the Arkland trilogy of the Atelier games. All 3 games, all their DLC free. And I just feel like, excuse me, I gotta go get a PS Plus account now.
But no, it's good in the sense of like it's a game we've been hyping between both of us, and it's like now it's like you have no excuse.
Yeah, there's no excuse not to check this game out. There are plenty of guides online if you're sitting there going, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do any of the side quests. There are guides. And most of the side quests have no spoilers, so just a handful of items that are actually very useful to get. But beyond that, like, radio is just awesome. But I mean, other than that, the radio and the weather doll, basically, are the 2 things you need to get. And after that, you can skip all. Oh, the discount cards from the store, helpful too. Stores, because you can also get a discount card for the Panda Bear as well. But yeah, the discount cards, the weather doll and the radio, and then after that, yeah, there's some unlimited weapons and stuff, but those are easy to get. Those are just challenge maps.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you have to do every single side quest, because most of them add almost nothing to the story, other than, I would say, Emily's quests, which lead to the weather doll. It does give you a little bit of her backstory, which is kind of interesting, because you have to hang out with Emily all the time. Yeah, yes, by all means, people, grab downs.
And that's about it for all the news. Does anybody else have anything they remembered or anything else they want to bring up while we're talking about news?
Not necessarily.
I think that's a pretty good coverage of most of the things. After all, it's you know.
Oh, there's one thing.
Oh?
Like the most useless purple has been released. Is about to be released in Japan.
Yes, you were bugging me about this yesterday.
It's called the Deca Vita 7.
Deca Vita 7.
It's a 7-inch screen that you attach a PlayStation TV to, and you can basically play. It's basically a portable screen for your PlayStation TV. To which I say,
pretty much a PlayStation Vita.
Why PlayStation Vita?
Because isn't the whole point of the PlayStation TV to function as the portable part, but then you can plug it into any, television, so... If you're gonna just play Vita games while you travel, just buy a Vita. Why would you not do that? Oh,
the thing is, it has more functionality. That's the thing. like the PlayStation Vita, like the Vita TV doesn't have the touchscreen stuff. While you have an actual Vita, you can play all the stuff with the touchscreen. This is like, the only thing you're gonna get as an advantage is you're gonna get a bigger screen. It's actually resembling more of a Wii U tablet more than anything. Yeah. But other than that, it's like the most redundant. I saw another podcast talk about this. My mind literally exploded when they talked about it.
This was one of those things that you sit there and you're like, that's not really real though. That was someone's, practical joke, because they're like, oh, wouldn't it be hilarious if someone invented this? And then now it's real.
And here's the price. The official price is 23,000 yen. But if you buy it now, you get it for 9,800 yen.
Oh, well, that's it's only 9.
The thing, with that same amount of money that you had to pay for it, you can get yourself an actual Vita.
There's the problem.
This is like what 9,800 yen adds up to like $180. Somewhere around that. Look.
I haven't been on a Hobby Link in a while, so I don't know my exchange rate.
For the five listeners that are listening, you might want to run the numbers by us, please. Because we always don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's like I'm pretty sure it's in like 180, 185 mark.
It's probably somewhere around there.
So it's like, you can get a Vita, PlayStation Vita for like around like 150, 130 if you're lucky.
Yeah.
100 if you look around in the right places on the internet, like Craigslist. But you may have to like give up your kidney while you're at it.
Well, I don't trust any posting on Craigslist. I just assume it's gonna.
It's like someone's gonna take your kidney anyway. Ooh.
I was taking PlayStation Vita, but I woke up in a bathtub filled with ice and again. Wait, again. 1, 2. That's not good. I love Venture Brothers. Venture Brothers joke when
Dr. Venture goes to Tijuana.
Venture goes to Tijuana, yeah. Not again. Again.
Not again.
Messed up.
The one thing I actually do want to bring up, we didn't talk about this last episode because it slipped our minds, and unfortunately the project got canceled. But there was this Kickstarter project for something called Bloodsport. The premise of the thing was a device that would hook to you, and as you play the game, it would start draining your blood out when your rumble pack on like your controller would go off. And the whole purpose of it was to use it for charity type things. So you do kind of like gaming blood drive, like play some Call of Duty or what have you. Let's go Battlefield Hardline, because I'd actually want to play that. Play some Battlefield Hardline, and every time you die or whatever, it'll drain some blood out of you. And then when you get to your one port or whatever, when you get to the unit point that that's healthy, it would stop, and then your controller would turn off and hand it off to the next person to get set up into the device. And in the hopes of being able to do stuff like use it in a tournament or do it as a special kind of fun thing in the middle of like an Evo or something along those lines. Yeah. It was created by some Canadian people, so I guess it'd be more for their Canadian events. But it was one of those things that sounded like a really cool idea. And I know people who aren't hugely into blood donation, but as gamers would probably have a lot of fun trying to see how long they could go before they gave up their full port. Which is one of the problems I see with it, is it takes out the efficiency of trying to clear out, to push people through the process. And I'm not saying that they try to. I've donated blood on numerous occasions. They say take your time, but the time I take to give blood versus the time it would take if I was playing, depending on the game, would probably lengthen, unless it was a game I really suck at, then probably would get done pretty quick. But it's one of those things I thought was a really cool idea. I think the reason why it ended up getting canceled, my personal thought on this, was one, it wasn't receiving a lot of money. But I think one of the reasons for it not receiving a lot of money is that they didn't really explain it well. I didn't fully know what their whole plan was until I got about halfway through their page of their not Wikipedia, of their funding Kickstarter page. Thank you. So I took me about halfway through the page before I fully understood what they were going for. Now, I think if they pointed out that, hey, this is going to be a thing for charities, so it'd be done at video game tournaments or conventions, where people can be under safe supervision with a proper nurse and etc. This isn't about, hey, let's bleed ourselves and see who passes out first. You know, that's not the plan. The plan is for charity. And I think if they explained that better, I think it would have worked out for having more people be interested. You know, I also think it would help if it wasn't just going to be solely Canadian-based, and I don't know if it was going to or not, just a Canadian company, and who knows what kind of loopholes, red tape and crap they have to go through here in America to get that out, but conceptually, I like the idea. It's a shame to see the Kickstarter kind of go poof, but maybe it'll come back as some new kind of thing. But I thought it was a cool idea. I mean, I like donating blood. The problem at conventions I really have with donating blood is time. Because I'm sitting there going, like, oh, do you want to donate blood? I'm like, I'd love to. I have 3 panels I got to run right now. So, you guys still be running in 3 hours? No, we'll be done by then. Okay. There's always that kind of thing. But it's one of those things where, hey, come on down. We're doing a Street Fighter 4 tournament, and you can do the blood drop at the same time. I'm like, sure, why not? I'll jump into the Street Fighter 4 tournament. Or, not that many shooters I play. But, like I said, if they can set that to the fighting games, there's plenty of fight. Hell, I've been in the Soul Calibur tournaments, and I'm rusty as hell, and I haven't played the newest Soul Calibur, because, long story, but, I could rush up on certain fighting games and jump into a tournament, thing like that, and give some blood. Hell yeah. Why not? And for shooters, for the right shooter, probably would do that too. So, my own little editorializing on that, but it was one of those products I thought was kind of a cool concept, and it's a shame to see it kind of just fade away. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see it again. And beyond that, I think it's kind of time to move into something I teased earlier, of just kind of having a fun little Mega Man talk. So for everyone who has been watching the live stream, Miguel's been desperately trying to get through, this is Tank Man stage, right?
Yep, Tank Man.
Yeah, you've been desperately getting this, but man, this game is spike happy. That's the one thing I've noticed between this stage and Mailman stage. I'm like, man, this is spike happy. If I did a Mega Man game, I think I'd have almost no spikes in it because of how much I hate spikes.
Yeah.
Or I'd make it something where at Dr. Light's shop, you could go and purchase, like, special boots or something so spikes wouldn't be one-hit kills.
Actually, Jared, I'll show you if I end up getting a game over. You can buy special spike boots that you can't get with spikes, but it's only a one-time use, so...
Oh. Well, yeah, that could still be good if you're on a good run, and being able to just avoid that one death trap, especially during some of those ones where it's the long falling to multiple screens. I'm liking this game though otherwise. I mean, this looks like what, if they did a Mega Man 11, what a Mega Man 11 should look like.
Yeah. Well, I'm liking this game a lot too.
Because when I first heard about this, I was like, wait, a bunch of fans made a Mega Man game? How's that gonna work? And then as I'm looking at this game, I'm like, you know what? This is basically what I'd want out of Mega Man 11. It has all the different little power-ups you'd want. You get your weapons, and just even on your select screen where I'm like, well, you've only beat one Robot Master, yet you already have a couple different options on there, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, awesome, actually.
I'm liking how this whole, just like the level design in general, they kept the stages that look like what the boss's name is. Which makes me very curious of what Blue Man's stage looks like. But yeah, how are you enjoying it? Oh god, more spikes.
Go.
How are you enjoying it, Miguel?
Yep.
He's in the zone.
No!
Yeah.
Damn it!
Well,
He's like-
spoiler, guys. Now I know you die somehow.
You'll see. You'll see.
It's weird as a delay because I'm hearing your reactions before I'm seeing any of the stuff. And
Ugh. I'm having trouble right now because I'm using my joypad and it's giving me problems.
Oh!
It's letting me do things I don't want it to do sometimes, like that fall.
It's like there's like an input lag, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't have an input lag. I'm playing live. It's just that my joystick is my joypad that I'm using is not cooperating very well.
I can tell it's like there's like times where it's like you want to switch, like switching weapons at random right here.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's like that. It tells you how far back I am.
yeah, I'm seeing little things like that where you're. It looks like jumps that you should normally be able to make, you're just failing.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that's probably more controller problems than anything else, which is unfortunate.
Now, is this game optimized for controllers, or is you have to use like joy, key to joy or something like that?
Huh?
Like you have to like use a program, an external program to use a controller, or is it already programmed into the game?
I have to use an external program to be able to use my PlayStation 3 remote on a PC. But you can use a 360 remote, no problem, just fine.
Huh.
Yeah, because like I use when I play Binding of Isaac, that I have to use an external program like key to joy. And there is a significant audible hey, I can't, like, what am I doing? Why am I shooting when I want to do this?
Why don't you just play it on the keyboard?
Why don't you go do something else?
Well, the
Jerk.
thing is, it's not a...
I mean, not Mega Man. Mega Man, you'd have to play with the controller. If I played Mega Man on a keyboard, I think my brain would explode or something.
Yeah.
No, not how game work. Not how game work. But I'd probably just plug in my USB controller and hope that it works properly. Since I have my USB Super Nintendo clone controller. Because I like the Super Nintendo controller, and 6 buttons is usually all you need for most games. I mean, unless I'm playing a space game, then I'm like, this controller's pointless, can't play Wing Commander with this. Well, I can, it just really limits some of my options, and I remember having to do that with a different controller I had that was a 4-button controller, and playing Wing Commander, and having to basically drop my hand down to my keyboards to send off specific commands to my wingman, and then right back up to my controller. And that made for some exciting moments. Because I didn't have any of the squadron commands mapped to the controller because I needed my guns, lasers, missiles, lock-on, and stuff like that all on my controller. And I think my afterburner I had set to the spacebar because it was just easy for my pinky to go straight down and hit the spacebar. But playing Wing Commander on a keyboard, which I've also done, just sucks. Although playing Descent on a keyboard, the original Descent games, is actually a lot of fun on a keyboard, because, well, I had from frustration in the beginning. I went over to my friend's house who was also playing, I was playing through Descent 2 at the time, and he was like, oh, you having trouble with the keyboard? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, did you set it up the way did you set it up with first-person shooter controls? I'm like, no, why would I? Son of a bitch! I went up and remapped the controller, the keyboard button layouts to what it would be for a first-person shooter, and it was just, after that, it was no problems. It's like, son of a, why didn't I even think about that? Duh, the game needs strafing! Left and right should not be the turning left and right. I can save this for other buttons. I need to freaking strafe out of the way of missiles. Duh. So, yeah. Love me some Descent. That's a game I would love to see an HD remake of. Too bad Interplay doesn't exist anymore.
Let's see on the rights of Descent.
Because I know you can pick up Free Space 1 and 2 on GOG, or I think GOG has them, or maybe Steam has Free Space 1 and 2. So somebody owns the rights to Free Space. But I don't know who owns the rights to all the other Interplay titles.
Well, Interplay. Well, I think Interplay is still alive somehow because apparently they have a Steam page.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, way to go, Interplay. I'll applaud you for that. He's picking up on the mic.
Well, they have a lot of games. So they have MDK, MDK2, Earthworm Jim, Earthworm Jim 2. It's like somehow they came back from the dead.
I think someone just bought the rights to it and just kept the name the same.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to change the little opening loading screen that says the different names and things. Oh yeah, the MDK games. I forgot about those. I never played either. I remember them existing.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so it's like they're still alive. But I was like, wait a minute, I think someone bought the rights and they just took their name and just putting out games. Like, I have MDK 1 and 2 on my wish list. Hint, hint.
Really? Why would you want MDK 1 and 2?
Because
are they actually fun? Because I've never played them and I don't know anyone who has.
they're actually pretty good.
Okay. Well,
They're not the best thing in the world, but like, please. And here it is. Free Space is also up as well.
Oh, on Steam?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
that's
you have Descent.
somewhere. I knew it's not somewhere.
Okay, Descent, Free Space, Sacrifice, Descent 1, 2, 3, NDK, Earthworm Jib, Tawny Tomic, Death and a Fly, and that's all they got here, and that's all she said here on Steam. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more on GOG or something like that.
Yeah, probably. But that's the best of their lineup, in my opinion. That's some good shooters, some good space flying, and Descent, which is kind of a mixture of shooter and space, which is kind of fun. I loved Descent 1 and 2. I only played the demo of 3. I never actually picked up a copy because I could never find a copy of 3. And then Free Space is freaking awesome. Free Space is like, hey, Wing Commander's dead? Free Space? They're like, hey, I'm Free Space. Your Wing Commander might have died, but I'm here to fill that void in your heart.
Alright, back in action.
Okay, you got things fixed up on the controls?
No, I just decided to play on the keyboard.
Okay.
All right. If you want, we can trade games. But I can load up something right here on my end.
Well, give Miguel a chance to at least see how well the keyboard controls work.
All right.
Keyboard
Like I
was
said, I
just
think I'd play
fine.
awkward for Mega Man, but this was also a PC-specific Mega Man, so maybe it'll feel comfortable.
Well, this was also what's it called? This was like the problem is like some of like some programs like they won't be able to do mapping controllers, which is quite unfortunate.
It's one thing I would make sure if I ever made PC games, I'd always have the option for controllers. Because I've been using controllers for, since, let's say, 1992, 93-ish. So that's a good, I mean, that's PC controllers, folks. And obviously, when I was playing a Nintendo or an Atari in the 80s, that completely, obviously, had controllers. So, but for PCs, I started doing more PC gaming in the early 90s, and I had a really basic 2-button controller that worked half the time. So, I wasn't that good at a controller, but I've slowly over the years gotten better controllers. And then until I got my very simple but fills the need I need it for. But yeah, there's nothing like going through Steam and playing something and going like, oh, there's no controller option? Why is there no controller option?
Sometimes there will be controller support, but they won't tell you.
Yeah.
Or it's half-assed, like what they did with GTA, which still is like the most saddest thing ever.
Yeah, I've heard nightmares about the GTA joystick support.
Oh yeah. I bitched about the I think that last episode, like the episode before. Really? Come on.
So I don't know how
It's
much
just like,
How hard is it?
it just seems like it should be standard at this point that if you're making a game for PC, put in joystick compatibility.
Because, like, for example, nowadays people are playing their games on big screen, so it's like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, especially on.
Like, you know,
And
the big, the Steam big screen option is now a thing now.
because my video just went dead, so I'm assuming we're switching games.
Nope, I'm still good.
So, yeah, just a question, Miguel.
Yeah.
Are you guys that made this game? Are these you guys that made Mega Man X Street Fighter?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard of that mod either.
That was not a bad game.
I'm not sure if they did.
You know
or
what the
not.
interesting fan-made games I played? One of the interesting fan-made games I played, it must have been 2-3 years ago when it came out, was called Super Smash Land. And it's Smash Brothers, but it's done under like Game Boy controls and Game Boy colors and everything like that. Mega Man is playable in it. It's a weird little thing. You can find, I think you can still find it online. I haven't searched for it because I had my copy on my PC. And it's just kind of a fun little thing. It only has like 6 playable characters or something, maybe less than that. But it was actually kind of a fun experiment and had its own little moments of being silly. What a classic Game Boy version of Smash Brothers would actually be. And I kind of like these weird little fan-made projects like that. I mean, even as I was going through, as I said earlier, I was playing Snow Brothers for the retro review. One of the things I stumbled across while doing a little bit of research on Snow Brothers was a hack of the game, which I played a little bit of as well, called Snow Killers. And it's one of those games where I'm playing it and I was like, is there any real difference in this? And I realized the difference is enemies move a hell of a lot faster and bosses take a lot more damage. I'm like, oh, it's just hard mode Snow Brothers. Ouch. No. No, thank you. I don't need a hard mode in this game. It's like 50 bucks. Thank you very much. I don't need that. Those are those interesting little things like that. And I've heard of other really cool fan mods, like, I know there's a Simon's Quest version. I think even Video Game Nerd talked about it in one of his videos, where it was that or it was a James and Mike video. It was one of the two. There is a video on Cinemassacre covering a modified version of Simon's Quest that actually fixes a lot of the issues that came up in the original Nintendo version. Like, clues that actually make sense. Item descriptions that tell you what the item do. And the day-to-night transition not causing a full reset on the screen.
I think also, you know who talked about that as well? Eagle Raptor. He talked about it in his sequelitis.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's little things like that. I do like fan mods and fan hacks. I'm trying to think of other ones I've personally played. I know I've played a couple. Because my body, I've done a lot of,
You know, for me,
or stuff like that in other games, like KOTOR and KOTOR 2 have a plethora of really cool mods that I really enjoy. But I'm trying to think of like a full-on.
yeah, I remember
Go on.
game conversion.
Yeah, full conversion. I'm trying to think of ones I've actually played. I played some that were like halfway done or 1/3 of the way done. Like hey, can you test this out? People on this forum. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But I don't know if any of those ever like came to fruition. But I like.
Yeah, for me, it's like I only get like skin hack one.
I like projects like this Mega Man project here. I think that's kind of a cool thing, and it kind of shows you what fans can do when given, just a little bit of work. Well, actually, I bet that game took a lot of work.
Pretty sure it took a lot of work.
It's kind of cool to see. It's kind of cool to see fans like that come together and make this cool game that, for all intents and purposes, could have easily been Mega Man 11.
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say, one thing another fan game I hear talk of is Mega Man 4 minus Infinity,
Which one?
which is a mod of Mega Man 4, but they added so much to it, it's a completely different game altogether.
Huh. I always liked Mega Man 4. That game was the first of the bait and switch film games, which I'm not fond of that aspect, but I did at least enjoy it for what it was. And I actually liked a lot of the stages in that. I had a lot of fun going through some of those different stages. But yeah, I really haven't. There's very few Nintendo and in general, just Nintendo in general, hacks or remakes or total conversions and stuff like that I've really done. I haven't really played many of them. I've played translated ROMs. I've done that a couple of times, and hell, I just came across a translation for a Magic Knight Raiders game that I'm actually kind of looking forward to giving a chance to when I have some free time. But I've never really played any of the full-on, NES hacks, and I know there's a lot of them out there. Like, I know this isn't a hack, obviously, but it's one of those, it's just, I don't know, I guess our conversation is kind of sliding that direction. It's just something I've been thinking about, that I've never really explored this aspect of gaming culture, and I really kind of want to. I've played a lot of Japanese games, I've played a few European games, but I've never really played, hacks. A lot of it's done across, and I don't mean European, when I say European or Japanese games, I don't mean games that were made there but brought over, no, I mean ones that were literally from those places. I've played French video games that are still in French. Yeah, stuff like that. Played Japanese video games that are still in Japanese, and had fun trying to figure out what the hell I was doing.
The early days of us trying to figure out, like, you find this wrong, and like, what the hell is up with this game?
I need to dig out some import game and just play it. That I've never played before, and just be like, let's live stream me trying to figure out how to play this. But no, that was maybe Nick Yates. It's like, let me just figure out how to play this.
Jared plays Tomotoki Memorial. Seriously, let's do that.
Flirting with anime girls. Totally fun.
Yeah, but like, they're trying to figure out the language.
Oh, that's true. That can be. Hey, I'll take that.
The reward
of playing like some weird Japanese rhythm game or Japanese like shoot 'em up game. Like, at least with something like that where I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm saying to people, at least that's a lot more fun, because if I get the right reaction, I'm like, yes, she likes it, she's smiling.
And then you get the whole thing, it's like, you get the text and everything, it's like game over screen, and you find out the text translate says, because of what you said, you turned it into a psychopath that she stabbed you right in the heart.
That's true.
Bad end.
Bad end.
Good boat, a nice boat.
But, for me, I've played a few of the Japanese shooter games that still are in Japanese. And it's always a disappointment for me whenever I'm like, oh, this game sounds really cool. I load it up like, it's just one of those crappy Japanese shooters. Oh good, it has story, and I don't know what any of this means.
All I think of was Keiko's Flying Squadron. That's a game where it's like, whoa, that is the most Japanese game ever.
I just, whenever I see these cutscenes, I just fill it in with lines from the All Your Base song. Like, I'm just using Zero Wing dialogue in there. We get signal, hit you. How are you, gentlemen? All your base are going to us. That's just what I went through when I was doing it. Like, I hate this genre of game. Bullet hell games just annoy the hell out of me. It's not my thing to play, but man, there's a lot of them, and like half of them have like fairly robust, at least as far as I can tell, storylines. Because God, it seems like you get a whole nother. Every time you clear a level, it's like how much dialogue can we throw at you between these levels? And like, why do I get this feeling? This dialogue is just as important as the dialogue between levels of Nights into Dreams.
Okay, this is great.
Don't waste your time for that cutscene. Just move on to the next level. It's not going to make any sense, and it's not going to make you happy.
Hey guys, this
I
is
love
a
Knights
video
and
game.
Dreams. I don't think Knights and Dreams. I'm just the storyline.
Hey Jared, this isn't video game related, but I just read this up. You know Cards Against Humanity?
Yes.
They had a Black Friday sale where they literally sold people. It was a bullshit sale where they literally sold people shit. Like, people thought it was like, somebody thought it was an expansion pack, but it turns out they were literally selling people bullshit.
Like, oh my god!
Is that legal? Like,
Yeah, apparently it is.
Hazard or something.
Well, no, it's like, well, the thing is, like, they can't, they're not necessarily false advertising. They literally say they're selling you their bullshit. Like, it's clearly written right there, so it's like they can't say oops. It's like you can.
And it's material. I think there's some sort of law against.
I'm pretty sure they pack it in really, really tightly.
I guess.
I think they put lots and lots of I'm pretty sure there's a lot of like, you know, a lot of like, you know, that wrap. That it's not tinfoil like you use, it's that other kind of wrap that you use. That plastic wrap that like keeps everything primarily fresh.
Yeah.
It's that they just wrap that thing like 80 times over.
Although that being said, I do kind of lament not going, and if they had any of their major expansions on sale, I wouldn't mind to have picked up a couple expansions for Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was $6.
$6 to buy bullshit.
Yeah, it literally says here that Cards Against Humanity
Bullshit, like-
shut down their shop and only sell that item. The Soda Tweet is now only shown a typical Cards Against Humanity style box. The cartoon version of a coup drawn on the side, purchase page assured chapters that the box contains literal feces from an actual bull. The site advised shoppers who spent $6 on this curio to fertilize your garden, adorn a Sesame tree, or surprise a loved one with a gift of food.
Well, if they were honest as to what it was, and people were dumb enough to buy it, then I guess they
Yeah,
can't really.
and it says here the company spent most of Friday morning assuring its Twitter followers again and again that yes, this box will contain nothing more than poop.
Shoot.
No, they were honest about it. I guess it's honest. It's
Yeah.
not illegal to send it in the mail. Then, you know, if you bought it, then sure.
Yeah, and it says here,
You really needed to fertilize your garden or something.
yeah, and the co-founder said, if you buy the poop expecting it to be something else than not poop, you're actually buying a valuable life lesson for $6.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's the lesson of the night.
Yeah, and it says here the poop sold out within a half hour.
Wow.
No!
That-
Well, it was for just Black Friday.
I know, but still, it didn't seem like. I mean, I don't know how many units they had gathered or produced or decided that they would sell, but I'm kind of surprised it all got taken out
But
so
then again, I
fast.
guess it's to people looking for a really good gag gift in more ways than one.
Yeah. Just saying, none of you don't give me that for Christmas. Just don't do that.
I'm pretty sure it wouldn't travel
It
well
just
on
flies,
something like
it
Black
just flies
Friday.
flying around it. That means that we always someone buy it to just burn it.
Because like I'm lucky my family doesn't play Cards Against Humanity, because someone in my family would have picked this up for me. They're like, oh man, you're just coming back from Boston. I can't wait. Like, you're just gonna let that sit around in the house?
He's gonna shit. He's gonna shit when he sees this shit.
My brother's got some really weird gifts in the past, so
Yeah.
I'm very lucky that he probably didn't get this.
So I don't know how much longer you want to record, Jared. The show? We can call it a wrap.
Yeah, we can wrap up.
We can keep
I
on-
think on our lesson about poop, I think we can totally wrap up on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
See Jared
what
right
are
there.
your thoughts on Mega Man Ultimate?
Good. Good. It's a good game. It's hard as heck. If I didn't have much joystick problems with my gamepad, I probably would have been beating the Tank Man stage. And right there, shop. Shock Guard. Protects your body from impact with spikes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, that's
Take
great.
it.
Yeah, I'm reading
And
something.
also, we have the next one that's right next to it. You know.
Yeah, when my screen eventually shows it.
Let's show it.
I like the fact that, the store, and it's not even that expensive either, which is kind of nice. Curious what some of the other items are in the store. I mean, I can tell what the things on the top are, because I actually know what
Beat
those
Calm.
are. But...
Beat will save you from falling into a pit.
Oh, that's also really useful. Okay, so a hard game, yes, but the store offers some items that are really useful. It's always been weird hit and miss stuff in some of the games when they have the store available. 7 had some really useless crap. So don't do that. Just give me all 8 at once. 7 tried to hold your hand a little too much in it for my taste. But
Yeah.
I think they did a good job with this. And yeah, like you said, and we'll have the link in the show notes. So people, if you've been watching, you want to see it, you can get the link there. And if you've just been hearing us talk about it, you're curious about this Mega Man game, check it out.
Mm-hmm. It's a really good game.
Yeah.
That's pretty much about it. I got nothing.
All right. Well, then, with our valuable lesson about poop and the awesomeness of Mega Man, I am glad to say that for Ramses, Miguel, Little Miguel, Background Becky, and myself, I am Jared, saying game over, and winners don't use drugs. And winners
always
also
read
don't...
before you press buy.
Yeah.
But Becky,
Yeah.
Winners don't buy poop.
winners don't poop. And we're just under half an hour, or just under an hour and a half, excuse me. So yeah.
Good.
That's cool.
So yeah. I think I'm gonna call it there. Ramsey,
Yeah, it's kind of
over.
interesting.
If you want to take
It
over,
depends on what you guys want to do. It's like,
if you want to take over,
I
Ramsey,
can
go for it.
load up something.
Go for it. If you wanted to stream a
The
little,
thing
you
is,
can
like,
go for it.
the thing is, I need to take out my dog. That's the thing. So I might be like 15 minutes, and then after that, then I'll stream.
Okay,
So
well,
it's like it depends on what you guys want to do as well. So it's like, cause like also it's like I don't like. Other than that, like if you guys are done, then you guys. If we're done, we're done. If not, like
well,
that's fine.
I'm done streaming for now. Well, I'm done streaming for now. So for those of you who are in the chat and the stream and watching it, thanks for watching.
It's up to you guys whether or not you want to take a break or whether, Miguel wants to roll for a few more
Well, I'll
minutes
take a break. I'll
before
take a
Ramses
break.
goes. Either way, I'm fine.
there's like
Well, I guess I'll take a break for now, and then I'll come back up with a different game. I'll play a different game with Ramsey.
Well, I'll take out my dog. And I'll load up a new game. How's that sound?
Or we could both, or we could play some. I don't know. Well, yeah, you take over then.
Yeah, I'll take over when I come back. You can play a little bit more if you want,
Well, no, I'm good
or
for
play
now.
something else.
I'm good for now. I will close this up and load
Well,
up.
it'll only take me like 10. It'll only take me like 10-15 minutes. That's the thing. It's like he just needs to take a shit. That's it.
Because I go, fine, guys, I'll play some Snow Brothers. You guys go off and do your
I wish I could stream too because I modified your guys' Sims in my Sims University game. Miguel has a new haircut and he steals Desmond's look from Assassin's Creed. Ramsey's also got a haircut, but still rocks
Oh my God.
it. But I think I'm about giving Jared a new hairstyle.
I like
Do
Ramses.
I have? Hold on. Do I have platform shoes with
Yes.
fish on it?
I
Yes.
do not have that as a modded content, but if you can find for the modded content, I can add it to the game.
I'll find it for you. And I'll see what I can do.
Just make sure it's your screen, not things too.
Anyways, if you guys want to stop like 10 or so minutes, I'll be back and I'll load up a new game.
It gives me an excuse to get some dessert.
Yeah, so it's like you guys can get some dessert, stretch out, go pee, do whatever you need. I need to take out my dog because he is looking at me right now. He's all like, please take me out, I need to poop. So it's like, I'll be back.
So I'll be closing it up for now, and then Ramses will take over. Just let us know, and then we'll watch. Thanks a lot for watching the stream. Ramses will get back in 10-15 minutes with his next game that we're gonna be live streaming. And watch out for episode 25 live stream stage 2 on YouTube in a few minutes because I'm gonna be uploading it after this.
All right.
So if you want to do a call off.
Yeah. All right, guys. We all hang out again in about 15 or so minutes.
Yay!
So sorry, a couple of viewers right now. This is your stretch break.
Yep.
As it is ours.
We'll see you all back to 10:50.